got the special mic today. New York's rising.
Oh, it's a special day because still dope people. Chris, Tanya, and Shahida are all on the same time zone right now. C-Dub is in NYC. Hi, Chris.
It don't mean nothing if he's not in the same town. And he could have been in Boston or Rhode Island, but
Yeah, he sure could have. He could have flown into Logan. Listen, he could have flown into Logan, and we could have drove down to Rhode Island, hung out. But the real reason why I have this mic, my pop solo out, I don't dust it off for anything.
Okay.
Like these occasions, but I wanted to just sing to Chris. I'm sorry, so sorry. Because motherfucker, you was right. Myrla is a stone cold biz Mitch. And now I'm gonna drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Yo, so I'm in New York, right? I gotta bring it real. I gotta bring it real with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
First, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
saying? I've been bringing it real.
You know we're going first, and you know we're starting with Myrla and Gil.
From the motherfucking giddy up. From the beginning, I was saying, watch that bitch. Watch that bitch. No matter what I said, I could see she made. Yo, you want to know my motherfuckers don't want to be in a relationship? Don't want to deal with, open up themselves? Don't want to be honest? Don't want to be all these. There's a reason why that. And you say, why can't all men do this, something, the other? It's because women like this, I'm going to say here, women like this are the reason men are angry.
That part.
That man,
mm-hmm.
with all those women's faults that he acknowledged, he could see, he was patient as fuck with a woman that the only way you could get her was two ways. To have a lot of money and tell the bitch to shut the fuck up, or you're not getting this money. Or the harder way is to break her down, go at her pace, and be patient with her and accept her for who she is. Their parents were both killed by murder, homicide. They have that in common. He understands what it's like to lose a father. There's that. They're Latina.
Mm-hmm.
They are both good-looking people. Yes, he is on the simple side. Who? Well, she's considered a good-looking person. She's ugly because we can't see nothing but ugly on her now.
Thank you.
I don't care what she looks like.
That's true.
I'm almost done with my little thing. He, even with his stance on, I don't want a bougie bitch. He's like, who you are is what I'm going to fall in love with. Who you are. Deep, who you show me breaking down is who I'm going to fall in love with. That conniving, shady, from the first time we knew it before because she said, I don't like bald men. I was like, he's done. He was done when they opened the door, she saw a bald dude. She's like, I don't like bald dudes. I swear to you, from the first moment she saw him and evaluated him, she specifically said, I don't like bald dudes. I'm not attracted to them. I like hair. She sees him with the bald head. He's already down 50 points. No matter what. From the beginning. And she said to her, he's not the man for me. Let me get through the 7 weeks. I'll see what's going on. I'll see what it's like. Yeah, I like this. Let me see if I can. Well, okay. I signed up for this shit. Right? That's exactly what she did. And all the while, no, I'm not going to kiss you because you're my husband. I'm gonna make you wait. I'm gonna make you wait and wait until I say I'm ready. Not you. I say I'm ready. I'm gonna give you this little fucking crumb. Ooh, that's a good ass crumb. God. Oh, can I get a little off of the mustache? Oh, I got a little. That is a good. Then she says, I'm in love with this dude. This dude has shown me what it's like to be married, to have the perfect man while I'm drunk. I'm going to say my true feelings about all this, that, and the other. He is amazing. He is everything a woman could ask for. He's patient. He's loving. He's there for me. He supports me. All that is very true. But he's bald and he ain't got no money. Thank you very much. I'm done. That's exactly what she did. That's exactly what she did. She said, you know what? I'm going to give him a shot. Oh, yeah. No, we had fun. I'm at least going to let him fall in love with me. I'm going to test him to see how much he can take. I'm going to test him. And then maybe I'll give him some at the end because he waited that long. From the first time she saw him, she was like, I'm just going to have a fun. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to see what I can get away with. I'm going to test this motherfucker. I'm going to test all these motherfuckers because I'm not going to stay with him. I'm not going to fuck him. Maybe I'll fuck him after 2 months. Maybe. I mean, he's not that patient. Maybe I'll give up the pussy one time because we are married. He seems to be a nice guy. I'll fuck him. Maybe if the sex is bomb, maybe he would have a shot. But if the sex is okay, I don't really need it because he ain't got no money. And I want a man with money who wants to give me the fucking Louboutins when I want them. I'm poor. I'm never going to be poor again. What's the number one thing in my life? I will never be poor again. I don't care who I'm with, this and the other, as long as you align with the fact that I will never be poor again, which means the money that I have saved in the bank, no one is taking that but me. If you want to add to it more, then we're talking. If you ain't got enough, you're not taking my money because I earn that money because I'll never be poor again. You're a wonderful man. You're sweet. You're relatively good looking, but you're not fucking rich. And I don't want a fucking poor ass nice dude that's going to be patient with me. I want someone who has fucking money and is going to give me that credo in my life that I'll never be fucking poor again. And that's how that motherfucker broke his heart. Fooled him into falling in love with her and then was like, it was never love in the first place, honey. You fell. That's all I got to say about that.
Woo! That was a lot.
Let the church say amen. Pastor Chris just laid it all on the line. Shahida, we'll go to you. What say you, my dear?
Are you in moderating mode today, sis? I agree with Chris. There's some things that I'm like a little tangled on. I'm amazed that she was able to fool you and I the way she did. And not just you and I. I mean, Chris was steadfast. He fucking hated her, period. There was nothing redeeming for him these last few weeks, but a lot of people turned into Team Myrla, you and I included.
Yep.
And I felt very, very deceived. Very deceived. I was floored the way she sat there without any emotion, without any care.
Ice cold.
Without any care. Ice cold, like you said, of his feelings. I mean, and I could not have hated her anymore in those moments. I really felt for him. And then I kept saying, did the show play us? The way she was these weeks, the dog. The dog. I love my husband. She did say she loved him, and she said
she was in tears.
Right.
Tears.
The reunion show, she was just like, I never told you I loved you. We talked about this. And the way she said it was so devoid of any humanity. And that's what I feel like. Did the show do this? Did they set us up for this? Because it was the best acting job I've ever seen, if that's the case, And 2 for me was, I think Myrla misled a lot of people. And I was one saying, we don't know how much this woman makes. I never believed that she had as much money as she was claiming to have. And then when he came out and he said, at the end of the day, I make $100 more than her. And then I'm thinking about what you said, Tanya, about you saying that he wasn't even a Houston fireman, that I still don't know exactly what fire department he worked for. I do believe it's probably more than 30 grand, but still making more than her. And her job is supposed to be a mentor or something in the school department. Am I correct? A mentor. I know it's a mentor, and I think it's in the school department. How much money are you making in the school department more than a fireman? So I never believed that. I never believed that from the beginning. And then I was on YouTube, remember, about you going in about her apartment. I kept saying, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You spend your things on the things that you want to. But I'm going to go back and say, if money was so important to you, how come you don't fucking have it?
How come you don't have a house?
Thank you.
And I was
Houston,
giving her
if you have all this money, if you have all this money, remember I said from the very beginning, I'm like, if she got all this money.
Both you and Tanya stuck on that. I was the only one that was like not giving her shit, but now I think I understand. She doesn't have a house because she doesn't have the money, and I understand that her
in Houston,
of all places. Yep, Houston.
Like I said,
it's in LA.
When I worked for Goldman, and we would go visit our counterparts in Dallas, and we were all making the same money, but what their money was able to buy in Dallas compared to what our money was able to buy in Boston, we were like, we need a fucking raise, because we weren't making, we didn't have these McMansions. We didn't have, we all made good money, but not, it was different in Texas.
So imagine Houston.
I'm almost finished. So my thing is with her, I just believe that she really lied about a lot of things, and that money was one of them. I never believed it anyway, but that money was definitely one of them. And I think I got lost in my thoughts, so I'm going to go ahead and let you finish. If it comes back, it comes back. But yeah, she's a bitch. Doesn't even describe her personality. Go, boo.
Baby Black Jesus. Shahida done spread the good word. Now it's my turn.
Go, girl.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to Gil, because Gil showed up looking like new money. And I was like, well, okay, Daddy-o. Daddy's beard was on fleek. He had his red suit and his brand new pair of sparkly red bottoms on. But at first when he showed up, I was like, ooh, Gil looking like new money. Myrla done turned him out.
And girl, wait, yeah, Myrla looked like trash as usual.
Of course she did. She always looks like garbage.
Go ahead.
Then as they started talking, I'm looking at Gil's face and I'm like, something is off with him. Like he just really looked disheveled and he looked conflicted. Like his face was just off.
Mm-hmm.
Her face didn't change.
Yeah, her face didn't change. I don't even want to talk about Myrla at this point. I just want to focus on Gil.
Okay.
But first, I do want to talk about Myrla. We were talking about you should have a house in Houston. I lived in Texas for years. Texas don't have no state tax. That is a wonderful thing. When you're making a good piece of change and you ain't paying into state tax, that's extra money. So how that bitch can't afford no house is beyond me. But whatever. I don't really care about her anymore. I just find it amazing that you could get on decision day and talk about, I want to be married to my husband. And then the man looks at you and is like, I'm in love with you. And I want to be married. I want to stay married with you. What the fuck could possibly happen in 14 days that would make you say to yourself and to him, I don't want nothing to do with you anymore. I'm done. I don't want to be married to you. I took it as Myrla was just the opportunist that I thought she was from the beginning. I gave her, and I think a lot of us gave her the benefit of the doubt as the season was going on, because it was such a fucked up season with the couples that it was like, well, we've got hope for them. Me and Shahida. I'm taking you out the equation. Come on.
He's like, be straight, be clear.
Blow your mouth. Because Shahida and I were on Team Myrla for a minute. I think a lot of people were.
Yes.
But after the reunion part 1, I'm like, she is just a complete opportunist. As soon 14 days. How do you, and Gil said it right. When Kevin was like, are you still in love with her? That's a dumbass question, Kevin, because he said he was in love with her. You can't it's not a light switch. You can't shut your feelings off in 14 days from someone. I mean, you might be hurt. Yeah, you'd be disgusted, but you're still going to have them feelings there. But I think with Myrla, once the cameras left and it was just her and him, he was like, oh, wait, I'm not on TV, not getting my shine. And, I'm not going to get these followers on. Well, she's probably going to get these followers on Instagram, but not as many as Gil's going to get. Because I can tell you right now, once after this, once part 2 reunion is over, let me just line up right now, Gil Cuevo.
Black women
last name
are
is
losing.
Because I am lining up. I am probably like 25 years older than Gil, but I will love me some Gil with him and his juicy booty and that beard.
Lining up.
And I have a house. I have a house, Gil. You can bring your little $100 over here.
Do what? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? A man who wants to be married, who just lives a simple life.
And I'll
wouldn't mind being taken care of, but has dogs with his place he can run. There are 35, 40-year-old women, 35, just like with money that are going, look.
Hell, there's 50-something years that are like,
I see the type of man you are dealing with her. If you treat her like that and she acts like that, and I'm good to you, how are you going to treat me? But there's the rub. In a lot of times, that's not the case. He may not treat her as well if the women are really nice to him. Maybe he needs that worm. He needs that. Unfortunately, that's why some men like bitches, because bitches will keep you just enough, like this, just enough where you go, oh yeah, okay. Because men are hunters. We like to try to get. If it's right there all the time.
Can I just say one thing though? Is that the main point of my just anger with this, and you hit it, Chris, when you started, was Gil's a nice guy. You know what I mean? Gil was a nice guy. He did everything. And as you said, Chris, his patience was fucking undeniable. And I was watching this reunion and seeing him, and I was like, please, Gil, don't. It's a bitch like that will turn a good guy into an absolute dick. And Gil could meet the woman of his life tomorrow. And Gil is going to probably treat her like shit. Or not like shit, but he's going to be, bitch, you at arm's length. And I'm just going to give you the bare minimum. I'm not going to do for you what I did for this bitch, because this bitch fucked me good, and I'm not going to let you get me twice. I'm not going to got twice. And this is why I'm single, because I do not like, and I've done it. I've perpetrated, I've met guys and have been so jaded that I've been like, nah, I've treated them, other dudes, like shit, punished them for other men's shit. And that's why I can't do it. I don't want Gil to be that dude, because Gil is a good dude. And Gil has so much potential to be a great husband and father for a nice woman out there. And if I was in Houston right now, I would love to go to where that bitch hangs out, because I would dope slap her. And I don't know.
She does not care.
No, at all.
She doesn't care.
Mm-mm.
Let me ask you.
She could do and say whatever the fuck she wants to do. She don't give a shit. No one is knocking Myrla's game off of Myrla.
No. Let me ask you guys a question. Tanya, you said it when you said what happened in 14 days. And you said, like, the camera. Now, she wasn't getting shine on the show, really, because she really brought nothing to the table. She was not a good conversationalist. I mean, sure. Gil was the spark in that relationship. So she really brought nothing. So do you think it really is another man that she just really wants to be with Johnny? Because people are saying that it's her and Johnny that are hooking up. And then if you saw the preview for the next reunion, they're sitting together. And then what's his name? The host, what's his name?
Kevin
asks about their relationship. Now, it could have been perfect editing, but Gil,
that's what I'm gonna say.
So I never really, because I think we started discussing the possibility of her and Johnny before, and I'm like, that's not a good fit. They wouldn't work. But Johnny might have more money than Gil, and much more money than Myrla. Because you notice a lot of times when they
he drives a Tesla.
Exactly, but a lot of times when they would go on a couple, before they would go, they would always mention Johnny's occupation and Bao's occupation. I didn't see anybody else's occupation mentioned as much as those two. And it was very clear that those two were very high earners compared to everybody else.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna say that for part 2, the previews, I'm gonna just say editing. I'm just gonna wait it out, and I'm gonna say editing. I don't think that. Let me just say, but I could be wrong, but I can't see Myrla and Johnny being together romantically.
No, it's not Myrla and Johnny. It's Myrla and money.
But I don't see that. I think that Johnny made it very clear that he's best buddies with Myrla and Rachel. And he tried to take responsibility, as you see, in reunion part 1. He tried to take responsibility for Rachel and Jose getting back together. When he said, I'd like to think I played a hand in that. Because I was telling Rachel, I was telling Jose.
And Myrla together.
Yeah. But I think Johnny's just a shady son of a bitch. I'm sorry. I think Johnny is just petty and shady, and he's playing both sides of the fence. Because I was watching his body language and his facial expressions when all of the guys came out. And Kevin was talking to all of the guys, and he's got his man spreading. I hate that shit. Sitting in the chair, his man spreading with his legs all open. And I'm like, dude, nobody wants to see your little dick. And every time like Gil was talking or Jose was talking, I'm watching Johnny's face, and Johnny was making these little stupid ass facial expressions like whatever. I don't know. I just think Johnny's on some old fuckboy shit.
And that will be
We'll
perfect
see.
for Myrla.
We shall see.
I don't think him. I'll just make the prediction now. I don't think that him. But I could be wrong. Shit, I've been wrong all fucking. I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back because even though I keep saying from the start, I don't think anybody's going to make it up to decision day. Shit. We're at the reunion. Ain't nobody together. Well, Rachel and Jose, but they're technically not together.
No, they're not together.
They're not together. So I guess I'm a little bit right that ain't nobody together. And I don't think I think by episode 2 to when is it? Wednesday. I just think that, I think everybody's going to be ass out.
I don't think that, I think we all predicted that no one would stay together. We just predicted who would say yes on decision day, but we all knew that nobody was going to last. None of the, and the reason that we can jump into Jose and Rachel right now. The reason why Jose and Rachel didn't work was exactly the reasons we have been saying all along. She was saying she moved into his house, but it was his house, and he made her feel like it was his house. So he still has that domineering, part about him. And then I did not realize that Myrla and Rachel were such good friends. And one of the things that the guy said was, Kevin kind of pointed out, was Myrla likes single Rachel.
Yes.
So she's sabotaging all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even be mad at her totally because I don't like Jose, but she's definitely helping to sabotage that.
I don't want to point at my name. I want to point at you.
Oh, so, that's what you're pointing. Oh, you're pointing at me.
I'm pointing at you.
I thought
everyone should be listening to this part.
Like, okay, what's down there?
This is the visual thing. If I had a hand, I'd be like this. Listen to Shahida right now.
So I feel like, and that's why I'm saying I'm kind of conflicted. I don't see Myrla and Johnny as a couple, but I could see Myrla trying to push up on him because of his money. I don't see him being a match for her, but I can see her in her head working. Look at how much money he makes. He makes way more than her or Gil. Mm-hmm. And him being as shady as he is, but I do see him because he does like Jose a little bit more than all the other guys. Let me help him out.
That was weird. That was a little weird.
Weird. Let me help him out with Rachel because he's not attracted to Rachel.
There's a little too much man love there. That was a little too much. It was one thing if they showed 2 or 3 clips, but that was about 12, 13. Like after a while, you're going, God damn, man. It's like, okay. Yeah. God damn, man.
And a little bit of me kind of related to Jose because I'm set in my ways. I've been living by myself for a long time now that I think that, I know because I don't even like visitors in my house for like more than a day and a half, maybe 2, because then I start getting crazy because I'm like, get the fuck out my house. I just don't like my shit interrupted. So I get where Jose is coming from, but
but don't get married.
But that's what I'm saying. I was going to say that. I wouldn't sign up for something like this and then have a spouse and then be the homeowner if he's living in an apartment and move him. The normal thing to do is be like, just move into my house. That's why I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it because I know I'm set in my ways. And I would be like Jose, like, damn, you got all that shit? Like, where the fuck you fitting to put that? Like, can't you just like sell it? But I'm going to digress a little bit.
Gil.
I'm going to digress and go back to Gil and Myrla because I almost shit myself when Gil was like, I sold everything. All I have is my blender and my dog. When he said that, I was like, I just want to love you. I'll treat you so right. I don't ask for shit.
Said, I gave up everything that I own.
Everything.
To be with the woman who is my wife that I'm in love with, who's an awful piece
Human being.
of shit.
My goodness.
That's called, oh my God. So that's what I'm saying. Is it the bitch complex? Honestly, with the man, the bitch complex of, because I went out with a bitch. I went out with a bitch for a couple years,
I'm
and she
sure you
was
did.
awful to me, and I could not get it in my head. She said to me at one point, I like taller, brown skinned men with brown eyes, but you'll do. While we're together. And I'm like, that is so mean. Why
That is
would you say
the
something like
worst.
that? I couldn't understand why. And I said, why are you friends with this dude? He go, oh, because you guys dated, but you're still friends with him. He's an asshole. And she said, well, someone has to be an asshole in the relationship. And I'm like, I don't
How long ago
understand.
was this?
I don't understand. Then for Christmas time, I came to the city, New York City, and I was living in LA, and I put up a tree, carried the tree up 3 flights of New York City stairs, took the tree up, got the stuff ready for him, made dinner for her and her aunt when she came home, right? Made dinner, lemon chicken, white chocolate tartufo for dessert, like a ice cream with some, she bit into the chicken, went, too lemony. And I am like, why are
What
you
was
so
your breaking
mean?
point, though? What was your
I was like,
breaking
why
point?
are you so mean to me? I'm like, I'm trying to be, stop slapping me. That's not very nice. Look, I'm not, don't slap me. Will you stop slapping me, please? Like that kind of emotional off. And at one point, I was like, I was in acting class and doing a scene with, the scene repetition, and we're in the scene, and I'm supposed to, in the scene, I'm a detective. She's a secretary. I'm not supposed to be involved. I'll get to this story real quick, but I'm not supposed to be involved with her, and we have a secret love affair in the scene, and it's like a little sexy thing because he's gonna kiss her at the end of the scene, right? So I'm doing the scene, right? I'm like, you look nice. She's like, yeah. I was like, I see how you look at me. Yeah, how's that? The same way I look at you. Oh, okay. And then I go over to her, and go through the scene, and I went to go kiss her, and she goes, "Pfft," in my face. And my acting teacher goes, cut. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, we're supposed to kiss at the end of the scene. She goes, how's she treating you? She's acting like a bitch. I'm like, I don't understand why. She's like, well, then act accordingly. But act how she's treating you. Listen, don't think ahead of what's supposed to happen. You got to be in the moment. And I was like, okay, let me try that. So I see how you look at me. How's that? Same way I look at you. Like this, totally like, I went through the whole scene. Boom, 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 right? You do repetition in character, right? And then you do repetition out of the character. And you take her in, and she goes, tell me about her. So in repetition, I look at her and I go, beautiful, because she's a beautiful woman. She's just honest, and I go, beautiful. And she goes, oh, right? Start the scene. I see how you look at me. She's like, how's that? Same way I look at you. And I was like, oh, that makes the scene works now. And the reason why I'm getting to this is because she said, do you have any balls, Chris?
Oh.
I said, do you have any balls? And I was like, yeah. It's like, how's she treating you? She's treating me like a bitch. I was like, well, then fucking react to how she's treating you. Don't just try to be, And I was like, oh, okay. So you're going to treat me that way. If you're going to treat me like this, you'll know not even to try to treat me that way anymore. I don't even have to say it anymore. I can say it one time. Don't do that again. And you understand that that's the last time you're going to do it. So I understand what Gil was going through. And I hope it doesn't change him to the point, because some women really just like to, the next person she dated after me, got married to, rich, has everything that she's always wanted.
Well,
She
yeah.
said to me one time, this is the last thing I'm going to say. She said to me one time, she said, can I just give you money under the table because I'm used to being paid for, and you don't have money.
Shut your mouth. You better shut your mouth.
And I
That sounds
saved
like a
up
Myrla
points
thing.
for Christmas. I didn't have any money. I was just acting, just beginning my acting. I was just getting some work, and I was trying to save up. I saved up all these points to go on vacation for Christmas, and I saved these points up, and I was about to redeem them. And she goes, oh, "We're going to go together. We're picking where we're going." She's like, I'm just going to go with my girlfriends because they can afford it. So I'm just going to go with them.
The audacity! I could
And
never
I was like,
be.
that is so mean.
That is
But
mean.
I didn't get it. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. I have some balls. I'm not going to be treated that way. So I understand now. Gil is probably going to come back with a little bit of like,
Fuck all
but
you
she was
hoes.
awful to him. Awful to him. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to digress. I just wanted to give you an example of what makes a really, really nice guy go, wait a second, hold on. Wait a second. Don't treat me that way. You don't, and have to change to find their baldness. Because there's women that she's just testing me. That's all. No fault of her own. She's just testing. It's like, what can I get away with? How's this? Oh, look, he took that shit. Let's see if he does this a little harder this time. A little harder. Let's see how harsh I can get with him. That's the same thing that Myrla did to him. The same thing you did. I'm going to give him a kiss. You know what? It's time. I'm going to give him a kiss.
That's diabolical, though.
He needs a little
diabolical.
He needs something to be happy about, right? Remember how fucking happy that boy was? Do you remember how happy he was?
Yeah.
He was like, she went like this.
And he couldn't wait to tell them, we've consummated, consummated the marriage.
Hey guys, I got a kiss.
Yeah, he couldn't wait to tell everybody that they consummated the marriage too. So.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Enough of them too. We'll
Brett and Ryan.
See what happens on Wednesday, but okay. So did we? I think we digressed on Jose and Rachel. I don't think they. I think they're. Yeah, I think they're
done for good.
I think they're done. Yeah. I think come Wednesday, it's because I'm assuming they recorded it all in the same day. So. Because they're all wearing the same outfits. But I just don't think they're gonna. I think they're done.
Yeah, I don't think that they were. I mean, it's good that he was able to not create the same scene he did when he locked her out the house.
Yeah.
But I still think, again, I think that still keeps rotating in her head. She has not let that go. And there's like
I don't blame her.
I don't blame her because I know I would. It would stay there. It would stay there. So I know
has the potential to do that. Yeah.
That she feels guarded to a certain extent. And then the fact that he is so bossy and so manipulative, or is the word kind of like dominant, because the way
I would think like controlling / dominant. Like he wants to be the man. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, he's not dominant. He's dominating. He's not a dominant. Not a dominant person. Because a dominant person has someone who's submissive and that's gladly submissive. He's dominating or trying to be dominating. Sorry.
And I still like Rachel because she still has always pushed back on that. And remember from the very beginning, I kept saying, I feel for her because I don't want her to have the relationship she had before. And I don't know if she's strong enough, but she seems to be very strong and self-assured.
Her and Myrla, the single girls, Myrla's teaching a thing or two.
I'm not going to put her in the category with Myrla. Her selfish buddies, is not shitting on other people.
They're buddies. They're buddies. So she's got to rub off on her. If they're friends, she's got to rub off on her a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure. Well, it did rub off on her a little bit. Well, no,
like, you can do better than Jose.
Yeah, because Rachel admitted she took several trips.
Of course she is. Of course you can do much better than Jose. I'll introduce you to some people. Yeah. Oh my God, she's so awful. I felt so bad for him.
Enough of them. We got to get to the listen. Let me give a shout out to Brett. Go and get your shit, girl.
Boring again.
All the time. It was boring, but all the time we was feeling for Brett because we thought Ryan was out there tricking on the Tinder, and this bitch had a date. Had a number, had some text strings and all that. I was like, yes, go ahead, because that motherfucker picked out on day 4.
I think people are making much. From what Brett was saying, there was nothing really. Yeah, she took a number, but he made her feel like shit the entire time. So what? But nothing came of that. And I know his
That's what I'm saying. I don't care if she did that, because guess what? He checked out on like day 4.
Right. So, but I still don't think that she did. I mean, I think people are making a bigger deal out of it. And when she says that, nothing came of it, I'm gonna go ahead and believe her, because I haven't really caught her in lies. Ryan lies all the fucking time. So
exactly. And he already and if honestly, if Ryan was into her from the beginning,
exactly,
she would have gotten a number, and she'd have been all in it with her.
She would have been at a bar by herself. She would have been with her damn husband.
She would have been with the person who was there for when her dog died.
Sir,
not remember that?
Exactly.
He didn't hug her. He was like, oh, hey, I'm really sorry your dog died.
I wanted to like his sister. I mean, I get it. That's your brother or whatever, but you're delusional if you think that this guy is ready for marriage. Hell fucking no, he's not ready for marriage. He can't communicate like an adult.
No.
And again, he dated all the women that he claims to be his type, and yet you still weren't able to like lock it in. So you had to go on Married at First Sight. Why, sir? And then you didn't really follow through with that.
Well, because he stayed true. He stayed true to his form. He has a type. I mean, we all have types. We like what we like. Okay.
I like women.
I like men, but I like black men. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna keep to my thing.
I'm like Benetton. I like all.
I know y'all do. I know. You hear? I said. I know you heard me when I said. I know y'all do. Listen, I just got to stick true to my peeps. I likes my dark meat, tan meat, right. Dark meat.
As for Ryan, I mean, his type thing or whatever, that's not working for him either.
It's Ryan.
A lot of personal growth that he needs to go through. There are a lot of steps that he needs to take to be to be able to actually communicate with them. And you know what I noticed about Ryan? He actually is kind of funny. I mean, when he's critiquing the other couple, he lays out some nice little zingers there. It's like, ooh, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. If he lets a little bit more of that personality show, he'd be more interesting.
But it was also a conservative liberal thing too. That was a major thing, I think.
Yeah. I think Ryan is Ryan's worst own enemy. I think it has nothing to do with the women that Ryan has been with. Mm-hmm. I think it has everything to do with Ryan. Ryan may meet the woman of his dream, may have met the woman of his dreams or his type, and has fallen head over heels in love. And Ryan just does not know how to open his fucking mouth and say what's on his mind. And you know how us women are. I need to know how you feel. Like, I don't need you to be all diarrhea of the mouth. But if I want to have a conversation, we need to have a conversation. I don't want to talk to you while you're sitting there looking like a bump on a log, just staring up at the ceiling. Nah, this ain't gonna work. I don't care how great you are. I'm out, and I'm assuming all the women that Ryan has been with, they've dumped him because of that.
But I'm just saying too, there are women who don't need.
Did I get shut off?
No, I see you.
Are you there?
Now you shut yourself off.
Now he shut himself off. But let's keep going because he'll show up eventually.
I'm saying, like for Ryan specifically, there are women. There is, I believe, 100%. There is somebody for everybody, and you see couples where the guy says nothing and she's super chatty and outgoing or whatever. It's like you said, it's just him. It's just him. I believe that there's 100%. There's a woman. Hello?
You're back. Don't press nothing else.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you. Yeah, you didn't go anywhere. I mean, you went black for a minute, but we kept it going.
What the hell is going on with this? I'm going to try to figure.
You still can't hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can't hear you. I can't hear anything that's going on.
Did you mute us?
iPad microphone. That's right. I can use it.
You are giving us a wealth of entertainment right now, sir. He doesn't hear. Oh, he doesn't hear us.
He
doesn't hear us.
Can you all hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
You can at least see us.
I'm all old and stuff. I ain't got nothing coming. coming through on the thing. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
with you
I
right
can't hear no, like my sound is off. Baby, I can't hear. My sound is off. I'm trying to turn up the volume on it. And it's like, I'm going to help. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see. Ciao.
Of course he did. So, all right. So, look, Brett and Ryan.
It went exactly as we expected to.
Yeah,
to
it
be.
went exactly as expected.
Yeah.
But let's just go into Zach. I know we got we're almost at time, so we got to go into Zach and crazy ass Michaela. The both of them got issues.
And I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks that part of her crazy is him. And
Yes.
he's manipulative and all that. It really is one of those things where men love a crazy bitch. Are you back, sir?
You guys are in super slow. Say something.
Can you hear us? Hi.
Oh my
Super
God! You
slow
know what's really
motion.
weird right now? It sounds like this.
Oh my God, we sound like Charlie Brown people right now to you?
Yes, it's Charlie Brown. Sounds just
Well, that's
like
your shit.
Edibles? Did you have edibles?
And I came back.
I don't know. I think he might have had an edible. Oh my God. I think he had an edible and a little hit of something too. Okay. So let's just go on with Kayla and Zach, because I agree with you, Shahida, that decision day, I think for me, I'm going to speak for me. Decision day, literally, Zach showed his whole natural ass. And I was like, dude,
what's going on with this
now
thing?
you've been gaslighting her this whole time. So I get where she's coming from. But
can you hear us?
My God, Jesus, can you hear us now?
I want to record this so you can hear it. It's like,
well, we're going to keep going because we're coming up on time.
I got to record this. Hold on one second.
Oh my God! You know what? Screw Zach and Michaela.
Let's
just see what we're doing here. We'll touch upon Zach and Michaela next week. Shit. All I want to do is talk about Gil and Myrla anyway.
Oh no, we got to talk about Zach and Michaela.
But we do have to talk about Zach and Michaela because.
Okay, go ahead, Tanya. Just say it.
She stone cold basically just lied her whole face off.
What part do you think she was lying about?
Well, I shouldn't say she lied. I'm going to take that. Let me just rewind. Rewind. She is a stupid ass because the man told you he didn't want to be married to you anymore. And yet you went to his whole house, his apartment for like 8 days. Like, who does that? I swear to God, I'm going to kill him. He keeps popping in and out. I mean, that was a little bit to me. Like, I was like, why would you do that? Like, the man told you he didn't want to be married to you anymore. And Pastor Cal and all of them were like, either this is that your answer? Like, because if you're saying no, then it's no. And then she was like, at his house. The two of them are just like, they're just completely toxic. And I just can't with either one of them at this point.
You remember when Bao was telling him the week before that his idea of we can get a divorce and then work on it was stupid. But Michaela was talking herself into it. So her going to his house for those days or whatever, I totally see her doing that because, again, she's kind of, can you hear? Are you back?
Now you're good. I got to play this for you, though. It's crazy.
Go ahead. Hear.
We're on Zach and Michaela.
Wait.
I can't hear anything. Oh.
Turn that off.
Turn that off, sir. We don't need to hear ourselves. I don't want to sound like
I don't like that.
In real time. In real time, but you're going. I was like, anyway. So Zach and Michaela.
Okay, so what I was saying was how like Michaela had talked herself into that situation of dating after marriage. So her going back to his apartment for 7 days does not surprise me. But that's where I say he is such a horrible person. You know, you don't want a commitment to this woman. You know that she's crazy. Granted, I guess crazy people do have the best sex. I hear guys say that shit all the time. But at the end of the day, do you want to risk getting stabbed in your fucking neck, you idiot? Because with crazy sex also comes some slashed tires, some broken furniture, and maybe getting stabbed in your goddamn neck. So leave her the fuck alone.
Remember what
him
she
trying to justify, 1 second. Him trying to justify just made me dislike him on a whole other level. And that's why I kept saying, if him and Bao are together, fucking Bao, run. He's not a good person. He is not.
Just to support your thing, I was saying, remember what you did to objects that weren't hers, that were public, like
public
Airbnb. Like she, first of all, her own cups, she smashed. Remember that first thing, and then at the fucking thing. Now imagine if it's his, that BMW.
Done.
She's the type of person that would Angela Bassett.
Oh, you for sure on that one. Oh, absolutely.
She is the type of woman and would not look back and be like, yes, I did that. Yeah.
I'll
pay it.
I think her sister, they brought her sister out with her sitting next to her. I was peeping her sister's body language. And her sister's, when Michaela was flapping her gums, her sister was kind of like, kind of looking at her sister and kind of like, let me just agree with this. Let me just agree with this bitch because I don't need this bitch going sideways on me.
I think she tries to criticize her very, very lightly to try and tease her.
Because she knows her.
Because she knows her, you know, and she doesn't want to make it a bigger scene than it has.
She's trying to be supportive.
Supportive and diplomatic about the situations. Because
enabling. She's enabling her, basically.
She definitely is. Kayla needs serious help because even in the in that reunion clip when she was trying to, like, you know, save her peace and didn't want him near her or whatever, she does not know how to emotionally deal with a lot of stuff. Her emotional maturity is so low.
Awful.
It's
terrible.
It's horrible. And so she needs real therapy, but she's really trying to convince herself, I'm better now. I don't feel the same outbreaks that I did when I was with Zach and he was gaslighting me. But yet we see her in the back losing her shit. Again.
Exactly. She contradicted herself because she's like, I don't want him near me. I don't want him anywhere near me. And then he sat back there, even though he didn't like it. He sat his happy ass there and dealt with that shit. And, you know, had his little comments as that shit was going on. And then as soon as he gets on the couch and starts saying his piece, I'm going out there. Bitch, you just said you didn't want him near you. Now you're out here. And now you feel some sort of way because he was within his right to say to all of them, she had her time because she asked for this. Now I want my time. But, you know, it's TV. And of course they want that drama.
What I did not understand was when she was telling the story about their 1 month, was it the 1 month anniversary? And she was like, you know, he was going to lie, but yeah, he didn't want anybody to know. But we all kind of fucking watched it. What are you talking about? We saw them getting close to intimate. I just assumed that they had sex, and he was saying that they didn't. I don't really fucking believe.
Okay, so what's his reasoning for lying about that? Let's look at that.
Or
why would he lie? Why does he look better for not doing it, or what's his reason? Why would he lie about that?
I didn't understand it because
I don't understand
that.
I don't believe anything that she has to say more than I don't believe anything that he has to say.
Yeah,
I think she's more of it than he is. So any lies that come up, in fact, if it's he said, she said, I will go with because most likely Zach would admit. I would think he would admit that he did it.
I think that she is more of the liar. That's just my opinion. That she's more of the storyteller as opposed to him.
And see, Zach is in a
just
good
got
position
problems.
because Zach is in a very good position because you would say that. You'd be like, I don't really necessarily believe. He could actually come and say any shit about Michaela that borders on crazy, and it would not have to be fucking true. What? What's with the beads?
I'm wondering. You know,
Brandon
you only
knows his
see.
beads.
I only see beads like this in like 70s and 80s old white ladies with their glasses. Used to have these type of beads.
It
You know what I
wasn't
mean?
just white ladies. My grandmother
But
had those beads
old
too.
grandmother beads. You know, that's all I see is right now. So I was thinking, like, you never see people like, what's that? What does that say? Oh yeah, that's the pointy rims, the old little white lady. Because there's a woman. I used to be a teller at a bank, and there's a woman, Fran. Her name was fucking Fran.
Her name was
she had these little fucking glasses, and she walked over like this, and she was probably 60s, and she always had her glasses. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I have one of those for my glasses, but I don't wear them often.
Okay, everybody.
What?
I think the only people we got to talk about is Johnny and Bao, and they didn't cover it this episode, so it's coming on Wednesday. I can't wait. I think we're done.
I am too. I'm over everybody.
No, I just want everybody to be sitting around, and I need all that shit to hit the fan on Wednesday. I need that.
But we already know all of it. If there's no surprises, Myrla's a bitch. Zach is confused.
Yeah.
Bao is hurt and doesn't know what to do. Johnny's a dick and wants to fuck Myrla. Myrla's a bitch and doesn't want to fuck Gil and maybe want to fuck Johnny because he got money.
Ugh.
Rachel don't want to be Jose because he won't travel anywhere and she wants to be on her single girl shit. Jose wants a man and does not want a man who doesn't have a lot of stuff, who likes modern, who doesn't want to have any extra stuff, who wants to just move in and do what he says.
Yep.
Brett can suck a dick as all as I care. I hope she does suck a dick. It's been 2.5 years since we fucking, or 3 years now.
I was talking to
and then Brent can go shoot a fucking deer because that's what he fucking wants to do.
Ryan,
son of a bitch.
Ryan.
Ryan. Whatever. So that's all.
I was talking to another another Married at First Sight watcher, and they were saying, like, I really like Bao. And she was saying, I'm going to say Cynthia was saying that she found Bao to be extremely manipulative. I had to leave, so I wanted her to go into, like, what is manipulative about Bao? And I noticed a few people were saying that about her on, like, Twitter. And I'm like, what are you seeing? So I definitely want to next week ask her about that and come back, and because I'm like, I don't see that in her at all.
I don't see her being manipulative.
I don't see her being manipulative at all. And maybe Cynthia's thinking she's gonna be mad at me. Maybe her definition of manipulative and my definition are different. So I would be interested to, because we usually agree on all the couples, but that I was shocked.
Interesting.
I was shocked
to
hear her say
we'll have
that.
to see from Cynthia. Cynthia, what's Cynthia got to say, huh? What you got to say? You better back up your claims.
This
but I like to say I back up my claim from day one about Myrla.
All right,
like Myrla. I like Myrla too. I first saw, I was like, oh, she's fine. I'm gonna.
Of
and I was
course
like,
you did.
oh no, like Limburger cheese.
But we have got coming in January, folks. Guess where Married at First Sight is gonna be?
Boston.
Beantown.
Massachusetts.
Beantown. Why is Boston known for Beantown? Why do they have a lot of beans in Boston?
Boston baked beans in Beantown.
Yeah, but why beans in Boston?
Boston baked beans.
Baked beans.
I know that, but why is the beans? Why beans in Boston?
I knew it when I was younger. I can't recall it now.
Because I would think about beans in like Iowa or in the Midwest. So why beans in Boston? Do they grow a lot of beans? Why is it?
Probably something the Irish brought over here.
Georgia peaches. They got a lot of got peaches in Georgia.
You know, us black folks didn't get our true history, so I don't know what the Boston baked beans.
It probably has something to do with Ireland.
Probably.
Maybe that's what it is.
Who knows?
I'm thinking it's something Irish or something, but I knew it when I was young. I can't think of it.
When Irish eyes.
But we're going to be in Boston, and listen. Let's fuck off for January. I am doing the most, everybody, to try to get Gil as a guest on our podcast. I am doing the most. Once because all of their, because they still got part 2 of the reunion. So all of their IGs are still locked.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for that. Gil shit's going to unlock as soon as that.
Oh my God. His
DMs are and I'm bananas. Going to be like, his DMs are going to be on fire, but I'm going to need Gil to be on our podcast so we can be like, dude.
So, what's the show that comes on after it's Unfiltered, right? And Jamie is hosting it.
She's not hosting it anymore. She finally,
a lot of people are putting his name in to host.
He would be great.
He would
be great.
Awesome.
He would be great.
Jamie does not have the personality for me to watch it.
That's why I don't watch it because of her.
She comes off snooty to me a little bit.
Really?
She's like a dead fish to me.
She's a little snooty to me. I mean,
so
she seems nice and all, but I don't know.
His name got floated. Amani and Woody. Brett.
I think Gil, because Gil's already doing it.
Huh?
Gil's already doing it.
I think Gil would be great.
He would do.
He's already doing it. He's always like, because he always said, so what goes on with? He's already been doing it. So can you imagine that's his strategy?
I know, Tanya, you're trying to get off, but before we close,
I'm not trying to get off. I'm trying to say Gil can be the host of Unfiltered, but I'm trying to get Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Viviana off. I think the 3 of us would be the bomb ass professionals. Just saying. Just put it out there.
Good job.
I'm just putting it out there. Married at First Sight people on all the pages that we're on. I'm just saying, throw our hats in the ring. Let's do it. Okay, continue.
My point was going back. I was saying this is what I don't understand about Myrla, because you played yourself so hard. And people were starting to really like you. Now no one likes you. What do you get out of this process? Because Gil could more than likely end up with a hosting job, because he shows he has those people skills to get people talking, and he's personable and people like him. Even on the show, it was like, she was a dead fish. She never said anything, but Gil brought life to the conversations. So Myrla, what do you get out of this other than people saying Myrla, oh, she's a bitch? I would not want that for myself. And I know you say
men that would like that.
Huh?
But Myrla is Myrla, and I guarantee you there's going to be.
I'm not worried about Myrla.
I agree with you, Chris. Myrla is going to come away with a shit ton of followers on her social media, which I think she wanted from the rip, which is going to parlay that into some paid advertisements, what have you. And there are men out there that are going to want to be that dude, that are going to be like, there are going to be men out there that are going to want to be that dude, that are going to be like, oh, she did that to Gil. Oh no, I'm going to make her love me. That bitch. Oh yeah. It's a challenge.
No, that part I'm not even thinking about. That means she definitely will end up with a man. I mean, they always do.
Yeah.
Big deal. But I'm saying outside of that, I don't think that she's going to end up with the fame. I don't know if she even wanted that, because I know you kept saying from the beginning she didn't want that fame anyway. She's definitely not going to. I don't believe she will get it. So if she didn't want it, good for you, because you're not going to fucking get it. Because who is, I mean, like, her clothes are not fucking great. To me, Rachel dresses way better. Things that Rachel,
my goodness, yes,
I'll have had on that, but I would get that. Rachel has dressed cute a few times. There is nothing that I've seen her wear. Those fucking,
and her makeup is awful,
horrendous.
Like somebody said on Twitter, like Gil stayed with you even after you had on that raccoon fucking makeup, and you're gonna turn around and 14 days later just drop him. There's nothing. And I never thought that she was all that cute anyway, but she doesn't bring anything to the table. She doesn't bring anyway. Well, anyway, I'm done. She's a bitch.
She just needs someone. There are plenty. She don't have much time left.
No,
that much.
She's
she can snag a rich dude who wants arm candy and whatever. For Houston, yeah, she should be fine.
She'll be good. Yeah, she'll be good. She'll snag somebody.
One thing, and I know I keep saying that. I'm sorry.
Well, go ahead.
I was at the Celtics game last night, and the amount of old fucking men I saw with young, and we were right on the floor.
Yeah, I saw your pictures. That was great seats.
We were right on the floor. And these old ass fucking men with these young girls with skirts like all the way up to their cooch.
Shut up, Chris. Shut your damn mouth, Chris.
But then there was also a lot of older men with women who were like 40-something really trying hard to be 20-something. And they look a hot fucking mess.
Yeah. Can I just tell you one thing? What? I was in the hotel room. I was watching a commercial, and this brother says, "Hi, I'm 53 years old, and when you have so and so aches and pains and something the other, and he's playing frisbee, I'm looking at him going, I'm older than him. I'm older than him. I'm like, wow. He had commercials that before you like silogram. If you have silofan and you can't breathe anymore because your zynodes are clogged, use zinazilofan because so. I'm like, I don't even know what that is, so you don't pay attention to it, right? Because you like some lady at a baseball game waving and shit. So cellophane, like what's cellophane? You like this, and she's walking her dog with another dude, and it's a kid playing, tennis or something. She's walking. He's going, oh, get cellophane because it's going to help your proboscis with your spinal fluid. I'm like, I don't know anything. Now I'm seeing this thing. He's like, hey, Chris, this is directly for you. You're a black man. You're 50 in your 50s. I've got something for you. I'm like, oh, what? You got what? What is that? No, I'm talking directly with you because this guy, he has pain in his joints. How your joints doing, Chris? Your joints okay? Because after 50, like this guy right here, how your joints doing?
It's your old ass.
My joints are okay. Really? You don't get stiff standing up? Huh? You don't get stiff standing up? Okay. Oh. Well, give us a year or two and come back to this. But I don't have salicylophan. No, that's not salicylophan. This is dendrobium. Dendrobium will help you be black and 54 years old. Get your dendrobium for black 54-year-old men. I'm like, what the hell? Dendrobium? I don't even know yet.
We are drifting into other things. Let's go. Let's end.
I can't with you right now. You're killing me.
Goodbye.
We'll see you guys next time. We'll see you this next week.
Sacrosilophan. Get it.
Sacrosilophan. Where's it go? Sacrosilophan.